How are you supposed to grow a YouTube channel and a business when finding time to make videos on a regular basis feels impossible? Well, I built a YouTube system that generated me millions of views and dollars. It works for all of these channels you can see on screen too. And it means you can eventually achieve massive results faster by doing less. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use it to make the next 12 months your best ever. Now, to understand how this system works, let me ask you a question. How do you burn a hole in some paper with a magnifying glass? Do you waft it all around? No, that would make the paper warm. Instead, you keep it focused in one place so that it can ignite. This YouTube growth system works in the same way. You basically work out what tasks to intensely focus on that get the fastest results according to your own current situation, and then ignore anything else which causes results like you can see on screen right now. But what tasks should you focus on to get results like that? Well, imagine there are 3 levels to YouTube, and each one has a specific task that will drastically speed up your results. All you need to do is figure out what level you're in and then do the tasks in that level, which will enable you to grow faster and make more money. So now I'm going to break down each level so you know exactly what to focus on and what to ignore. So level 1 is where most people sit, and in order to get a result here, you just need to be like J.K. Rowling. So her mother passed away, she was newly divorced, she was struggling as a single mum, and she couldn't find a job. Life also just kept getting in the way of her pursuing her writing, so one day she decided to stop trying to make money in a heap of different ways and just poured 100% of her focus into writing her manuscript and nothing else. She wrote in cafes whilst her kidnapped, and then she focused intensely on this one task, and you know the end of the story. 50 Shades of Grey went on to sell millions of copies. J.K. Rowling's story is the perfect example of what happens when you focus 100% on the key tasks in level 1, creating content. In YouTube terms, you have to forget trying to grow on Instagram and Shorts and LinkedIn and building a side hustle and TikToking or making a product, because every second of your focus you put into anything else will remove your ability to get results in the most important long-term place, building your following on YouTube. So if you are getting under 3,000 views per video, you are a level 1 creator and should be working on these 5 critical growth skills for the fastest results. To show you how powerful the first skill is, I want you to answer this question. How many videos in every 10 do you think the top educators on YouTube make that then go on to grow their channel noticeably faster? Well, I wanted to know, so I analyzed the last 12 months of 30 world-class YouTube creators' videos and discovered that only 3 in 10 of their videos broke out past their average views and grew their channel noticeably faster. Now, what that means is if they didn't have an existing fan base, 7 times out of 10, they might have gotten 0 views on a video. But what I also noticed from this data was that the channels who made the most videos had the most videos break out to new viewers and noticeably grow their channel faster. What that means is if you really want to grow a following on YouTube and only 3 out of 10 videos are likely to grow your channel, you have to keep putting videos out on a regular basis, because 7 out of 10 times it's unlikely you're going to grow your following that much. Now, this doesn't mean pump out an insane amount of content. Really, it means make 1 quality video a week for the next 12 months, which was the average of all of these channels, and you can expect 16 of them to grow your channel faster. And that means if you only make 12, you can only really expect 4 to do that in an entire year. Keep in mind this data is taken from world-class creators too. So the first skill you must develop is consistency, because without it, results seriously slow down, but with it, you can pretty much guarantee you will have the best 12 months of growth ever. The next skill to focus on is one that wrecks channels who don't take it seriously. Now, you might not know this, but YouTubers with millions of followers hire acting coaches and get singing lessons to help them improve their vocal control, because they know how critical presenting is for their success. I mean, how do you feel right now watching me? Wooden or awkward presenting is really common among much smaller channels, and it makes your viewers feel a bit icky. So if you're not always trying to level up here, you could be living in blissful ignorance to the main killer of your videos right now. But how do you get good at presenting? Well, I've made a resource to help you level up in every single area I'm going to show you today, so you can get that in the link below. But really, if you make a video a week, aka practice, this will level you up here. The third skill for level 1 creators to focus on won't just grow your channel, it's actually going to give you the skills to blow up in level 2 as well, and that is where the big money is made. The truth is, if what's coming out of your mouth doesn't work for your viewers, it doesn't matter how beautifully presented it is, you won't get more views. And that's why learning to write is critical for success. You need to become a master of hooks, storytelling, setups, payoffs, and understanding exactly what to include in your videos, what to delete, and how to edit them down. And guess how you do that? putting out a video a week, then looking at your retention graph and trying to work out why it stayed flat and then why it dipped. When you do this over and over through consistency, you get better at understanding what your viewers really care about. The next often ignored skill annihilates small channels, but when you nail this, you will get results like Shrey here, who went from 300 to 150,000 subscribers in 10 weeks. And it works like this. So what's wrong with this channel you can see on screen right now? Well, I call this a platypus channel because a platypus has a duck's bill, which they can fire electric pulses out of it. They have no teeth apart from when they're babies. They have fur, not feathers. They glow in UV light. They're venomous and they milk without nipples. They're weird. In fact, when scientists discovered them, they thought someone else had stitched loads of different animals together and decided it was a hoax. This YouTube channel on screen right now causes that same level of confusion with its viewers because it's stitched together too many topics and niches, which is a massive problem for level 1 creators. What that means is, if this video blows up, YouTube will test these other videos with the new viewers, but they ain't going to click on them because that's not what they came to the channel for originally or what they're interested in. So a platypus channel like this fails because it stitches too many topics together, confuses viewers, and then they can never bring people back to other videos because of this. So even if they blow up a video once, nothing can change. And that means the skill you need to master is positioning. You need to make every video relate to the big problem your viewers have so that when people do discover you, they're like, oh wow, this channel's dedicated to that one thing I really care about. So they binge every single video because they're like, oh, they're all so relevant, and always return. Now, the next level 1 skill to focus on is another massive channel killer if you don't get this right. And I think people need to take it 10 times more seriously. And it's simply the art of this. Which of these are you clicking on? If we distill YouTube down to its very simplest form, it's just a game of being the most interesting thing on the page so that people want to click your content more than anyone else that YouTube shows them. And then it's just a game of keeping viewers watching and interested so they get to the end of a video, and then it's just a game of getting them to hopefully watch another one. That's kind of it. So if you focus on becoming a master of creating curiosity, you will make thumbnails and titles that get clicks, but also bring people back to your channel over and over again and keep them watching. But how do you make people curious? Well, I've left a group of thumbnails that do this amazingly well on the resource I've made you in a link below. So that's the 5 power skills. The thing is, knowing that you need to focus on these things isn't where the big results are. So let me explain. So now you know what to focus on. The next time someone says to you, you should set up a free community, you need to make a lead magnet, you should post more to Instagram, you should try a podcast. Just ask yourself, will this actually help my long form videos get over 3,000 views in a week? And if the answer is no, you ignore it because it's a distraction that will turn you back to warming the paper rather than burning a hole. Learn to say no and you will grow. It's one heck of a cheesy slogan. I love it. Do you love it? Of course you do. You're a legend. So that's level 1, but what happens when you start to hit 3,000 views per video? Well, congratulations, you are now in level 2. And this is where you do less work, earn big money, and all of the level 1 focus pays off massively. So let me show you what level 2 is and how it's going to make you a ton of money. So meet Simi. Simi started as a level 1 creator and put as much focus as she could into making really good videos, and as a result, her content is excellent. Once she completed level 1 and hit the views benchmark, she decided to launch a low-ticket product, which then helped her to quit her job and go full-time on YouTube. She then took 6 months off posting to build a bigger product that could generate more life-changing results for people, sold it out, and then ran it. And then she decided to go back to focusing on making videos to reignite her following and build her business. The thing is, won't taking 6 months off posting to your channel mean that your viewers won't come back? They'll have forgotten about you, right? Well, here's what happened.
Just taking the time to focus on the business side and building that, I could tell made my content better, because my first 2 videos back after going through the program went really well. And I was like, wow, okay, like I can see the big jump in quality of my content, even though I hadn't made content for 6 months, just because I had gotten to know my audience better by making stuff for them and then helping them like one-on-one.
When you build a product and work with your viewers, you get to know them 10 times better. What that means is when you switch back to focusing on YouTube growth, your videos get better and better because viewers' problems are just so much clearer to you. So this is why you can stop posting, earn more money, and then grow your channel if you stick to this system. So level 2 looks like this. Stop making content to focus 100% on building a product, launch it, then go back to making videos as your main focus to drive people towards it. So can you see how much easier this is than trying to do everything at once? Switching focus to one thing at a time stops you burning out and gets you better results with less work too. But what skills do you need to get good at in level 2 for the best results? Well, the first big skill to focus on and master is what causes those people online to say things like, I have a following of 100 people and last week I made $250,000 from them. In fact, this skill is so magical, J.K. Rowling should have baked it into a story about the wizard boy in 50 Shades. And it works like this. Which of these two would you buy? Option 1, I'll help you get in shape. Or option 2, lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks whilst eating your favorite food and working out just 3 days a week, or your money back. The skill to get good at here is coming up with a product and then positioning it in a way where a buyer will see it and go, that's exactly what I need and I have nothing to lose if I sign up, and the value I will get from this is 10 times what I'm paying. And when you have an offer like that, this way you need 1 view to get 1 new client. So knowing this, can you now understand how small influencers make so much? It's because they have positioned an offer to be irresistible. But how did you come up with an amazing offer? Well, remember in level 1, where you became a master of positioning your channel and your content, if you've followed my system, you've already built the skills to make doing this easier. And to help you learn more about offers, check out the resource below. Now, the next thing you need to get good at is going to explode the sales of your offer, and it requires you to make no videos. In fact, it's 10 times easier and faster to make money from this than pumping out more and more videos. So this is where the big efficiencies come in, and you don't have to work as hard. And all you need to do is get good at building an email list and then sending some weekly value to it. But what do you write emails about? Well, the easiest thing to do is to take the scripts you wrote in level 1, cut them back a ton, or just use AI to tweak them and then send them to your list. When you have a great offer combined with a call to action, every email you send should make you some money, so long as what you write is quality. So again, you've potentially done the work to get good at this in level 1, which is what I love about this system. But that brings us on to our next skill, which is going to sell more of your offer, make your sales page more appealing, get more sales from your email, and turn your community wall into an ATM machine. So the good news is, if you've stuck to my system in level 1, once again, you're already a master of this, because it's just getting good at writing. Good writers simplify things, make complex things feel easy, know how to tell stories that inspire people, can make a sentence 1,000 times more interesting, know what to cut so that they keep people hooked, and that is all critical for making sales with sales copy too. Can you see what's happening? In level 1, you don't just grow a channel, you build the skills to grow a business without even realizing it. In fact, the only reason this system wouldn't work for you is if you try to jump from level 1 to level 2 too soon when your skills are not developed enough to get results. So just keep that in mind. Skipping ahead is a death sentence. Be patient, Danielson. Now, just like in level 1, when you've used your goal as a benchmark to make decisions by, you now do the same in level 2 to ensure you stay focused on those critical tasks. So if someone says, can you come on my podcast? You now say yes, because it will drive more people to your offer. This is what I call the promised land, because when you have an offer and you're good at content, every time you make a video and post it, you make money. This income then enables you to outsource to editors and thumbnail designers, and it will help you run your business. This means you can then intensely focus on only new 10x tasks that make you the most money or grow your channel fastest. But what about level 3? Well, this is where it's a bit odd. I actually think most of you won't want to do this because it has a massive downside and you're actually better off just staying in level 2. Level 3 is when you are amazing at content, presenting, have a fantastic offer and big email list. So you throw all of the money that you make into creating 50 pieces of content a week, post it absolutely everywhere, and try to become a multi-platform influencer to drive more and more people back to your email and your offer. This is what takes people from, say, 7 to 8 figures. Iman Gadzhi, Cody Sanchez, Think Media, Hormozi, these guys are amazing level 3 creators, and they make a lot because of this. But why is Mega Millions a downside? That sounds good, Ed. Well, in level 3, you become a CEO who's running a recruitment company and a production company. And maybe it's just me, but I don't actually think that many people would enjoy this. And it's why you see a lot of big channels attempt it, but then cut back because it's kind of stressful and expensive. In level 2, you can get to 7 figures a year with an editor and an assistant, and then make a video a week and send an email a week, which is basically what I did. We're going to do a deep dive soon on exactly how I did that, so subscribe to get it. But that's kind of the truth about level 3. I also have a bit of a distaste for this level, mainly because of the damage it causes to level 1 and 2 creators. When level 3 creators share what they do, it's amazing advice, but awful at the same time, unless you are in kind of a similar situation to them and you have a lot of time, skill, support, systems, and money to pull it off. It's very inspiring, but for the smaller and newer people, it's often a big distraction. So the skills to get good at if you want to take on level 3 are recruitment, building systems, managing vast amounts of content, and also building and managing a team. So what's your next move to make the next 12 months your best ever on YouTube? Well, I'm going to show you how to make that decision right now. So first, pick your level. Remember, this isn't a competition. I'm a level 2 YouTube creator, living in the promised land, and it's f***ing amazing. Very happy being here. Then just write down every task you think you should be doing to hit your level goal. Don't worry about if this is right or wrong. Just empty your brain. Get all of the ideas that create FOMO out of your head onto this bit of paper. If you want to write a book or start a podcast, just put it down. Now, this is the critical part. For level 1 creators, delete any task that won't make you better at making long-form content. If you're level 2, delete anything that won't get your product built and launched. Or if your product's ready, delete anything that gets in the way of driving more people to your email list and making sales of it. And if you're brave enough for level 3, focus on becoming a recruiter to find world-class team members and map out who it is you need to build this team and the systems that you need to create to manage it. And now just spend the next 6 to 12 months 100% focused on only the tasks that's on that list. Practice the subtle art of saying no so you can grow. But that brings us on to a very interesting problem. Every single element of success in each level here is based on. And that is, in order for any of this to work, you have to understand your audience and the big problems they have so that you can make content and products that only cater to that. And if you get it wrong, nothing else really works that well. So watch this video next because I've broken down exactly how to figure all of that out so you can get more views and make more sales over the long term. Right, I'm off to see what Hermione gets up to in 50 Shades Darker. Not read that one yet, exciting.